How we can use Desmos to get randomly generated data points. Okay, so now what we've talked about recently in class is we want to avoid any biases in our data collection or in our reporting or anything like that. And the best way to do it is to randomize your information and to get a good sample. Now, what we did is we went to go collect data from first, second, third, and fourth grade. And so we have is a great sort of delineation between, very biased data. Here's all first grade. Beneath that's all second grade, and beneath that would be third and fourth grade. What we want to do is be able to kind of pick things out at random. And so we're going to use a computer to do that for us because the computer is probably a lot better at randomizing than we are. And so let's take a look at this data here. I've numbered it on the left-hand side 1 all the way through 106 because that's how many data points there are. And then within each grade, I've numbered it 1 to however many kids were in that grade or how many surveys we end up collecting that day from them. Now, let's talk about how we're going to randomize it and how Desmos can help us. So if we type in the word random, put parentheses, it cooks up a random number for us. But what we want to do is we want to create a list within here. All right, and so for example, let me just show you what it looks like for getting a random number between 1 and 10. We go 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma dot, 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 3 dots in a row, 10. It will now give us a random number from this list that we said right here. So in our big list, our master list, we had 106 surveys. So now I can do this, and it's going to give me a random number between 1 and 106. And so what we can do is we can record number 1. So down here, I'll do that, number 1. Now you see these arrows up here? I can click this, and it'll give me a new random number. So then I go down here, 73, comma, switch again, 63, comma, let's do one more, 104. This is giving me random data from my list of 1 to 106. Now, I'm going to recommend that you maybe write these numbers down on a sheet of paper, because then what you'll do is you'll come over to our all our data here, and you'll go to 1, you'll go to 73, whatever those other numbers were, and then you can copy and paste that data over, and you're going to get a random list. So now let's just kind of, I'm just going to click around and kind of show you how it can work here. So I'm just going to pick random ages within first grade. Actually, no, let's go siblings within first grade. So I'm going to select this guy. Then if you either hit Control or Command, depending if you're on a Mac or PC, you can just kind of, multi-select things that are not connected together. Okay, so now I'm going to copy those. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to make a list. And so we're going to be collecting several samples, so I'm going to go sample 1, so I know this is the first sample. Hit or paste it in, and there we go. I now have a sample data. Now again, what I did is I cut a corner because I'm making a tutorial here, but you can't cut that corner. You use your random generator here to get a series of numbers. And so you might have to get like 5, 10, 20. Then you'll come over here and copy and paste that information. And again, you can do it in one move if you just kind of click and hold Control and then copy it over here. But once we have this randomly generated data points, we can then find our sample mean. So we can go mean, parentheses, S1, there we go. Or I could find our sample median. Oops, let me put that, go back in here, S1, boom, there we go. And so, again, the idea is we are going to, we don't want to take all of this data and find the mean, and actually you will have to find the mean and median because we can, but what we really want to do is highlight the difference between sample and population. And so we're going to pull several sample populations out, or several samples out, and we're going to see how those means and medians compare to the actual population mean and median. And in order to avoid any biases or to talk about biases, we're going to use randomly generated numbers to assist us in that. So again, this is how we were going to go about it. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck with conducting your statistical test.